Today I want to share with you the hands-on kind of technique to heal others and yourself. Then I will get into the remote healing. Yes, doing it from distance without your hands on anyone. Because these are just so amazingly effective, useful, and I really want you to experience it working right now. How do you get on helping/healing yourself? I believe it's really important to know that we are multidimensional beings. So healing happens by simply becoming the very vibration of healing itself. Have so much fun experimenting, becoming the healing vibrations. Hey light workers, how are you? Wow, I just had an amazing meditation. It's in a very good place. Okay, let's start. So in my last video, I shared 2 breathing self-healing techniques. Today I want to share with you the hands-on technique to heal others and yourself. Then I will get into the remote healing. Yep, doing it from distance without your hands on anyone. No one. And hopefully maybe get to Bill McKenna's healing with water technique. And I will mainly only focus on sharing the how-to today because these are just so amazingly effective, useful, and I really want you to just go and experience it working right now. So I'll be making separate videos on the technical aspects, and other scientific and esoteric connections like the pyramid power. It's just extremely intriguing to know that there are many tangible and scientific explanations for how and why this actually works. But I quickly wanted to reply to the comment I got on the first self-healing video. The question was, how do you get on helping/healing yourself? So for this question, I should mention that the connection to quantum healing, somewhere in the book or in one of the videos, it says that your own energy on yourself is not as shocking or powerful. Something like that. So that's why it tends to not work as well. I think that's true only if you believe that the energy is coming from just you. So it's almost like a limitation you put on yourself. I believe it's important to know that we are multidimensional beings connected to the whole universe and its essence and intelligence, far above our cerebral comprehension. In fact, we are the universe. We live in the holographic universe, right? So we are the universe. So that knowingness, and as well as the visualization of you literally being not just connected but being the universe is key. It's not almost, it's actually very comforting to me to know that it's not up to me at all. It's the universe doing it. So I surrender to it, and that's so comforting and relaxing. And I think that's the key, and that's what helped me to allow the healing to occur in myself. Almost all the energy healing modalities commonly say that you are not the healer, right? And they are, meaning that the person that you're facilitating the energy healing to, the client, right? So it's also up to the heart-to-heart agreement that they have with the universe that they surrender to its course and fully trust its intelligence. And as Bashar puts it, for the energy healers, the actual healing is none of your business at this point. And I think that's so true. So what I'm trying to say here is that it's much easier to surrender to someone healing you because it's just tangible, you can see it. But when it comes to you doing it to you, not as easy to surrender, right? It's, for whatever reason, it's just so difficult to surrender to yourself. So my thing is, you surrender to the universe, God, consciousness, whatever you like to call it. And also, healing others happen by simply becoming the very vibration of healing itself. And not only by learning how to breathe and how to put your hands in the right way or in the right places. And in the way, since you surrender to the universe, but you are the universe at the same time, if you step back and become the observer, that would be another way of surrendering. In other words, you just become the consciousness observing itself. Cool. Okay, so with that said, let's get to the how and have fun experimenting becoming the healing vibrations. Here we go. When you're healing, you're emanating frequencies that vary from 7 to 10 hertz, I think. That sounds familiar, right? Yes, it's the Schumann resonance, which was discovered by Tesla. It's the frequency of the crust of our Mother Earth, Gaia. So you emit the same exact frequency as the Mother Earth, and that actually connects you to the Earth grid, the meridian lines, the Earth intelligence. You know why? Because it's called entrainment. Yeah. Okay. I'm only doing the how today. So, before I do this, if you haven't yet, please watch the first self-healing video that I show how to do the breathing technique, because here you are going to be using the same breathing as you place the palms of your hands gently on the areas you desire. Please know that sometimes the area you place your hands may not be where it really needs the frequency, but the energy is intelligent and goes to wherever is necessary. So it's easier than easy, actually. You don't even have to worry about where you put your hands. Wow. Wait, so what's the point of putting your hands? Yeah, I think, here's my explanation. I think it's your intention, your attention, plus touch and proximity gives you the kind of experiential reality that may be helpful to your own sense of connection. And some people feel more comfortable with hands-on. So it's obviously this technique is a personal preference. Okay, here we go. You breathe in through the bottom of your feet, and you bring your breath all the way through, all the way to the top of your head. And now as you breathe out, you bring the breath back down from your head, through your neck, through your shoulder, arms, through all the way through your fingertips, and imagine breathing out of your hands. Do this a few times. And as you do this, you're probably starting to feel some tingling sensation or heat, some kind of heat. Your hands start to feel warm, hot, or you might not feel anything, but that's okay if you don't, because the frequency is coming out anyway. You're just not feeling it. Anyway, so you do this breathing a few times, or as many times as you like. It's actually incredibly healing on its own to do this breathing. And it helps me to close my eyes to imagine where the breath is going and where your attention goes. That's where your consciousness goes, right? So your whole body might start to heat up actually in this process. Now, you've done this enough times and you're feeling the sensation or not, you're ready. So if you're doing it on yourself, let's say you're healing your elbow, then you lightly touch the part that is in pain. Or if you're facilitating it to somebody else, let's say the person's back needs help, then you lightly touch with your hands nice and relaxed, and you continue the breathing. The point that they make on in the book Quantum Touch is how important the breathing is, which is not the same when it comes to the reconnective healing, which you don't touch anyone at all. There's no touching involved. But in Quantum Touch, it's extremely important to practice the breathing. And in fact, there are many different kinds of breathing that are taught in the book itself. And there are many sequels of the book itself that deals with so many other ways to practice the breathing, visualization, imagination, how to incorporate your emotions and such. But in this video, I'm going to just show you the most basic and the simplest, because I really do think the simplest kind really works best. The other sequel books that had so many different steps just lost me in the steps, and I just, because the simple ones work. Anyhow, so you continue to breathe, and you can use your eyes. You can focus on the area you're trying to work on, as well as with your hands on, but as well as with your focus, with your eyes, which is going to come up next in the remote healing without the hands on. Your eyes will become extremely important. So continue the breathing and put your hands on where it needs to be worked on. And you do this for as long as you feel necessary. You can, if you're facilitating it on somebody else, then you can ask the person, how do you feel? How's your pain? From 1 to 10, you can have the person rate the pain for you so that you know whether it's working or not. but I don't think it's necessary. And I think it's best to perform for as long as you think is necessary intuitively. And if you think it's done, it's done. Okay. And it also helps when you're doing it on somebody else. It also helps to ask the person what they're feeling, because they'll give you certain confirmations. Like, I feel heat, I feel tingling sensations, it hurts, or it rarely hurts, actually. It's actually sensations people actually interpret it as pain because it's unexpected, or it's the fear factor of the human nature. Anyway, so that's how it works. And you go on and forget about it and find out whether it worked out or not. Number 2, the remote healing technique. It means non-local. It's distant healing. We're all connected, right? We live in this connected electric universe through the ether, the vacuum. So the basic method of this is very, very similar to the second breathing technique that I introduced in the first self-healing video. When the person you're working on is in the distance, you can actually physically see. One way is to use your eyes. You can use your eyes to focus on who or what part of their body, but you don't have to. It's not necessary. But I also want to explain how your eyes are like laser beam. I'm going to talk more about this in the following video. And another way is you use a holograph and apply your hands or use your eyes on the holograph or the avatar of the person reaching out to you. So I also wanted to mention that using so by visualizing and using your intention also creates a portal, and that is what ends up becoming part of this whole process. Okay, here we go with the remote healing. So you do the same breathing technique as before. You breathe in from the bottom of your feet, bring the breath all the way up to your head, down through your neck, all the way and out of your hands, right? All the way down to your fingertips, but breathe out of your hands. You do this a few times. You feel warmed up. They call it running energy, I believe. Anyhow, so you do this a few times. Now you do a very similar thing as the second breathing technique, which as you breathe in and bring it up to the top of your head, and you collect all the breath into your heart chakra area. And as you breathe out through the vortex. I think I said the velocity, breathe out with the velocity of the heart chakra spinning. So it's creating a vortex. So let's do this again. Breathe in from your feet all the way up your head. Collect it into your heart chakra. Spin, spin, spin. And you spin. As you breathe out, you let the breath out with the spin of your heart chakra. And you also do this a few times. You warm up, you get used to it. Now you focus on the person, either with your eyes because you're in the close enough distance or proximity with that person. You can focus with your eyes to the area you're working on, or you use a hologram of the person. Imagine the person. You can make the person as big or small you like. I think smaller is easier to work on than gigantic. But it depends. If you're working on one little area, maybe like a, size of a needle on that person, then maybe it's better to make that person into a giant so you can actually work on it. Who knows? But holograph gives you such freedom because you can make the person however you like, sideways, standing up, however you need the person to be, right? Or you can imagine the person as even a sphere, like into an energetic ball. Totally free for you to do however you like. When you do this remote healing, you can holographically create yourself in front of you and work on yourself. How cool is that? And in any case, I normally do this for anywhere from 5 minutes to maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Really depends on how you feel and what you're working on. And that's what it determines it. When I said using an avatar, it's interesting because you can actually use someone else who's not the person that you're working on. Let's say you needed to work on your cousin far away from you, but you only have your, brother in the house. And so you can use your brother to be your cousin. And you work on your cousin through your brother. Your brother is the avatar. How cool is that? And I do think your brother does get certain level of healing through this as well, which is another interesting part. And also, as you do these healings, you're actually getting all the energy and information from the universe as well. So you're also healing yourself. Isn't it incredible? So I want to mention that this is not connected to what I've been learning, which is the Reconnective Healing, which is taught by Dr. Eric Pearl. But it's something that I think is experiential, and these are really fun to experience and bring it into your own life instead of reaching to the medicine cabinet for your Tylenol or Advil. You can actually experiment with this and see how effective this is, because it is. Number 3 is Bill McKenna's using water. Now, put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, like this. Probably can't really see it. And you can hold a bottle of water, glass of water. Actually, it doesn't have to be water. It could be any kind of substance with liquid or water in it. Could be coffee, ice cream, tea, anything you like, but I think water is the most effective. So you focus on the water with your eyes. Again, your eyes are working like a laser beam, and your intention actually creates information through your eyes, and it delivers it and records it in the water, as water being a record-keeping crystal. You hold the water, put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. That stops the circulation of the energy. It actually holds it in, and as you focus with your eyes, all that held information is going straight into the water. So you look into the water, and whoever you are working on, you imagine that person in that water as perfect, as whole, as beautifully, perfectly amazing spiritual being, or a spirit being. And there's nothing that the person needs, because the person is just absolutely perfect. And you do this completely focused with your eyes into the water. You really see that person just so free and radiant and powerful. And you do this for 1 minute, and that's it. And you give that water to that person and have that person drink it. That's it. Isn't that just so beautiful and elegant? Well, he's done this experiment with many different times, many different people, and people actually have incredible miracles. So it's just such a beautiful technique. But I am going to be making a video with the scientific connection to how your eyes focus, work like a laser beam. I'm gonna bring in a lot more scientific evidence and explanations for that in the future videos. It's really exciting and fun. I wanted to mention that I have recently attended the Reconnective Healing class with Dr. Eric Pearl and Jillian Fleer to be a certified Reconnective Healing practitioner. And so I will probably be making a separate video on my personal experience with the class. Amazing things happened, of course, and all the philosophy that they hold behind the reconnection doesn't necessarily fit into this particular video, so it's explained in their words. It's neither a therapy nor a treatment, as it doesn't focus on symptoms. And since I am in the way focusing on this video today, I didn't purposely include the reconnective healing, obviously. I do like to differentiate them. So, I hope you enjoyed and continue enjoying your actual experiments with all the techniques, and I personally just love to have so much fun doing it. Oh, and I forgot, these are the techniques that I've used to have these effects. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you